The small-town single dad thought he was hiring just another babysitter to look after his mischievous twin daughters. But the girl who showed up at his doorstep wasn't who she seemed. With a shy smile and second-hand clothes, she looked ordinary, yet she carried a secret that could change his life forever. Because behind that modest disguise, she was the daughter of a powerful CEO, hiding from the world and searching for something money could never buy: love, family, and belonging. What started as a simple babysitting job soon turned into a life-changing story, where secrets unraveled, hearts healed, and an unexpected bond formed stronger than anyone could have imagined. The rain had just stopped, leaving the neighborhood glistening as if the world itself had been washed clean. The small white house at the end of Maple Street stood quietly, its porch light glowing faintly against the gray evening sky. Inside, Daniel paced the living room with nervous energy. As a single dad of twin 6-year-old girls, life was already complicated, and finding a babysitter who could handle both of their boundless energy felt almost impossible. Tonight, though, someone was supposed to arrive. A young woman recommended through a neighbor. He didn't know much about her, but desperation had left him with little choice. The clock ticked closer to 7, and Daniel brushed his hands over his tired face, silently hoping she wouldn't be like the last one who quit after just 3 days. The sound of small giggles erupted from the hallway. The twins, Lily and Emma, had been playing some sort of game involving their stuffed animals, but now they were peeking from behind the doorway, whispering to each other with wide eyes. "Daddy, is she coming?" Lily asked, her voice filled with both curiosity and excitement. Emma tugged on her sister's sleeve and added, "What if she's mean? Or worse, what if she doesn't know how to make pancakes?" The question made Daniel laugh despite his nerves. Pancakes were practically sacred in their house, and anyone who didn't appreciate them stood little chance of winning over the girls. Just then there was a soft knock on the door. The twins gasped dramatically and ran to hide behind the couch, peeking out like spies on a secret mission. Daniel straightened his shirt, exhaled, and opened the door. Standing there was a young woman in a plain jacket, her dark hair pulled into a loose ponytail. She carried a small bag slung over her shoulder, and her shy smile lit up her face in a way that instantly eased some of his tension. "Hi, I'm Anna," she said softly, her voice calm yet uncertain. Daniel nodded, offering a smile. "Come on in. The girls are, well, they're around here somewhere." He gestured toward the living room, and immediately 2 small heads popped up from behind the couch. Lily and Emma stared at the newcomer with identical expressions, half suspicion, half wonder. Anna crouched down to their level, her smile warm. "You must be Lily and Emma," she said. "I'm here to keep you company while your dad works." The girls exchanged a glance. "Do you like pancakes?" Emma asked bluntly, arms crossed. Anna laughed, a genuine sound that filled the room with unexpected warmth. "I love pancakes," she replied. "In fact, I make them with strawberries on top. Would that pass your test?" Lily's mouth dropped open in delight, while Emma tried to hide her excitement behind a serious face. "We'll see," she muttered, but Daniel could tell she was already intrigued. As Anna set her bag down, Daniel noticed something about her demeanor. She didn't carry herself like the typical college babysitter who came for pocket money. There was a quiet grace in the way she spoke, and her eyes held a depth that seemed far older than her age. She glanced around the modest living room with genuine interest, not judgment, as though she was happy to be there. He found it strange, but then again he reminded himself not to overthink. Within minutes, the twins had forgotten their shyness and were showing Anna their collection of dolls and books. She listened intently, asking questions and even letting the girls braid her hair with clumsy fingers. Daniel stood back, watching with a mix of surprise and relief. Usually it took hours for anyone new to earn even a hint of the twins' trust, but Anna seemed to have slipped into their world effortlessly, as though she had always belonged there. Still, something tugged at the back of his mind. Her jacket was simple, but the material looked far too fine to be second-hand. Her shoes, though scuffed, were high-quality leather. She noticed him watching for a moment and quickly looked away, busying herself with the twins' chatter. It was subtle, but Daniel's instincts told him there was more to her than met the eye. As the evening went on, the laughter of his daughters filled the house, and Daniel couldn't help but smile. Maybe, just maybe, he had finally found someone who could handle them. Yet deep inside, he had no idea that the young woman now sitting cross-legged on his living room floor wasn't just a babysitter. She was the daughter of one of the most powerful CEOs in the city, hiding behind a humble disguise. And while Daniel thought he had simply hired someone to watch over his daughters, he was about to discover that she would watch over his heart too. The sound of laughter echoed through the small living room as Anna patiently let the twins lead her into their world of imagination. Lily had transformed the couch into a castle with blankets and pillows, while Emma insisted on being the royal guard with a wooden spoon as her sword. Anna played along without hesitation, kneeling before Lily and pretending to pledge her loyalty. "Your Majesty," she said in a serious tone, "I promise to protect this castle with my life." The girls burst into giggles, their eyes shining with delight. Daniel, leaning against the doorway with his arms crossed, couldn't help but watch in awe. The twins were notoriously difficult to impress, yet within an hour Anna had won them over in a way he hadn't seen in a long time. "Okay," Emma said suddenly, tapping her chin as though she were plotting something. "But if you're really going to be our babysitter, you have to pass the pancake test. No excuses." Lily's face lit up, nodding enthusiastically. "Yes, pancake test now." Anna raised her brows in mock seriousness and placed a hand over her heart. "The pancake test? That sounds like the most important test of all. Lead the way, Your Majesties." The three of them marched into the kitchen, with Daniel trailing behind, curious to see how this would play out. His daughters had scared off more than one babysitter with their tests. Some of them were silly challenges, others exhausting, and more often than not, the babysitter would give up halfway. But Anna rolled up her sleeves with determination as the girls placed a mixing bowl in front of her. "Okay," Emma declared, climbing onto a stool. "We like them fluffy, not flat. And no burnt edges. Daddy says burnt pancakes are sad pancakes." Daniel smirked, shaking his head. "That's true," he added quietly. Anna glanced back at him, her lips curving into a small smile, and then turned her attention to the girls. "Fluffy and golden," she repeated, "with strawberries if we have them." Lily scrambled to the fridge and proudly pulled out a small carton of strawberries. "We saved these for Saturday, but you can use them. But only if you don't mess up." The kitchen soon filled with the sound of clinking bowls, giggles, and the smell of batter sizzling on the pan. Anna let the girls help measure the flour, cracking eggs with far more enthusiasm than precision. Instead of scolding them, she praised their efforts, carefully scooping shells out of the mixture with a smile. Daniel found himself leaning against the counter, watching as his daughters glowed under Anna's gentle encouragement. There was something different about her. She wasn't just tolerating the chaos. She seemed to thrive in it. When the first pancake slid onto the plate, golden and fluffy, the twins clapped their hands. Anna topped it with strawberries and a drizzle of honey, then placed it in front of them like it was a royal feast. Lily took the first bite, her eyes widening dramatically. "It's perfect," she squealed. Emma tried to keep a straight face but couldn't stop herself from grinning. "Okay, you passed," she said grudgingly, though her voice was full of admiration. Anna bowed deeply, playing along. "Thank you, my queens. It is an honor to serve." Daniel chuckled, shaking his head. He couldn't remember the last time the girls had so quickly accepted someone. Watching them laugh, he felt a warmth stir in his chest, something he hadn't felt in a while. He caught Anna glancing at him, almost as if she wanted to say something but thought better of it. Her eyes were striking, bright yet shadowed with something unspoken. He couldn't place it, but he sensed that beneath her cheerful presence, there was a depth she kept carefully hidden. After dinner, the girls dragged Anna into the living room for a round of board games. They played Candyland, then switched to Jenga, each game more chaotic than the last. Anna never complained, even when Emma tried to sneak extra moves or when Lily insisted on making up her own rules. Instead, she laughed with them, patient and kind, as though she had known them forever. As the evening stretched on, Daniel excused himself to his office to catch up on some work, but he found it hard to focus. The sound of his daughter's laughter carried through the house, lighter than it had been in weeks. He paused, leaning back in his chair, and thought about Anna again. Something didn't quite add up. Her manners, the way she carried herself, the quiet confidence that slipped through when she forgot to hold back. It wasn't what he expected from a young babysitter looking for part-time work. Later, when he returned to check on them, he found Anna sitting cross-legged on the floor. The twins curled up against her, already half asleep as she read them a bedtime story. Her voice was soft, steady, wrapping the room in a sense of calm. Daniel lingered at the doorway, watching, his heart unexpectedly tightening at the sight. For the first time in a long while, he realized he wasn't just relieved to have found a good babysitter. He was curious, who was Anna, really? And why did it feel like she was meant to be there, with them, in that very moment? The next morning, sunlight streamed through the curtains, casting a golden glow across the living room. Daniel sat at the table with his coffee, watching the twins chatter away as they begged Anna to return that evening. It had only been one night, yet she had somehow become the center of their world. Lily wanted her to teach them how to make more royal pancakes, while Emma wanted her to join their secret spy club. Anna laughed softly, her expression full of warmth, though Daniel noticed the way her eyes flickered with hesitation every time the conversation turned toward the future. When the doorbell rang unexpectedly, Anna stiffened. Daniel frowned and opened the door to find a sleek black car parked at the curb, its engine still running. A sharply dressed man in a tailored suit stood on the porch, his gaze locking instantly on Anna. "Miss Carter," he said firmly, ignoring Daniel's confused expression. "Your father has been worried. It's time to come home." The room froze. The twins glanced between the man and Anna, puzzled by the sudden shift. Daniel looked at her, stunned. "Carter?" he repeated slowly, the name ringing familiar. He knew that name, everyone did. Henry Carter, the billionaire CEO who practically owned half the city. His daughter was known for her elite education, her beauty, and the constant speculation about her in the news. But she wasn't supposed to be here, in his modest home, cooking pancakes and playing tag with his daughters. Anna's face paled, but she stood tall, her voice calm, though her eyes betrayed her nerves. "I told you not to come here, James." The man's jaw tightened. "You can't keep doing this, disguising yourself as a babysitter. Do you understand what will happen if the press finds out? Your father—" "Enough." Anna cut him off, her tone sharper than Daniel had ever heard. She turned to Daniel, her hands trembling slightly. "I didn't want you to find out like this." The twins clutched her arms, sensing the tension. "Anna, what's going on?" Emma whispered, her voice shaking. Anna crouched to their level, her smile fragile. "I wasn't completely honest with you," she admitted softly. "My real name is Anna Carter, my father. He runs a very big company, but that life never felt real to me. I just wanted to be somewhere I was accepted for who I am, not for my last name. That's why I came here." Daniel's heart pounded as he tried to process it all. The elegance, the hidden sadness in her eyes, the way she carried herself, it all made sense now. She wasn't just a babysitter. She was the daughter of one of the most powerful men in the country, standing barefoot in his kitchen, confessing a truth that shattered everything he thought he knew about her. The man in the suit stepped forward. "Miss Carter, please. We need to leave." "Your father insists," but Anna shook her head. "No, not yet." She turned back to Daniel, her voice breaking slightly. "I know you probably feel betrayed. But with you, with Lily and Emma, I felt something I've never had before. A real home, real laughter. Not cameras, not business deals, just family." Daniel stared at her, torn between shock and the undeniable pull in his chest. He saw the twins clinging to Anna, their eyes pleading as if they already knew what his decision would mean. He exhaled slowly, his voice steady. "You should have told me. But I can't deny what I've seen with my own eyes. You care about them. You care about us. That's real. And I don't care who your father is." Tears welled in Anna's eyes as the twins hugged her tighter. The suited man shifted uncomfortably but didn't push further, recognizing the determination in her stance. For the first time, Anna wasn't the obedient daughter of a CEO. She was simply Anna, the babysitter who had captured the hearts of two little girls and a father who thought he'd never open his heart again. The evening ended quietly, but something had changed forever. As Anna finally left with a promise to return, Daniel stood at the doorway with the twins by his side. He watched the black car drive away, but instead of fear, he felt hope blooming inside him. Life had surprised him once again, but this time he welcomed it, because Anna wasn't just passing through their lives. She had become part of their story, and though her secret was out, Daniel knew one thing for certain. Sometimes the most unexpected people arrive in your life disguised as something simple, only to reveal they were the missing piece you never knew you needed. And that, he realized, was only the beginning of their story.